Tay-Lee is a wicked boat, but as you have seen throughout this repair and refit series, she has some areas which need some love. And some areas are fine sticking at just that, but other areas, like our running rigging, need more than that. So this week we get replacing, tweaking, heating, and adding a brand new sail to ensure that next season is the best yet. Subscribe and enjoy the video.
In preparation for building our hard dodger on top of the pilot house here, we purchased these things, which are redirecting blocks, about a year ago now, but we were meant to do this in Aruba. We just never got around to doing it because we ran out of time in Aruba. But these are by a company which no longer makes stuff at all, but we managed to find a surplus store which still had the right redirecting end blocks for our track. I don't know what that was. So I'm gonna attempt to fit these onto the end of our track, so when we have the hard dodger, the lines for the traveller or the car on there get redirected and then go through the dodger instead of having to go side to side like that. First things first, I've taken down that headlining. I need to take out the old bolts where the old stoppers sit. That is where the new one's going to sit on there, and then I'm going to have to fill that. Shit. That wasn't meant to happen. In order for this car to work with the new system that we're going to be putting on there, I actually need to remove these cleats. So I've kind of loosened these up. These are probably haven't been removed in like 40 years. But I need to figure out if I'm going to leave this plate on there or not. I think what I'm going to do is draw a template on there and take an angle grinder and just take off a lot of the excess material, because I don't want lines chafing on that and it looks a bit ridiculous that on the track. So I think we'll try and tidy that up. One of these is being really stubborn though, these bolts. I just can't get it out. Yes, there we go. Oof. Oh, that's why. Wow, see that? Super cracked. Beautiful. This is our car for our traveller system for our main, and as you can see, these are all pretty bent in here. I drilled the tops off and now I'm left with these, but what I'm gonna do with these now, because I couldn't before because there's plastic bits on it, with these bare studs, I've got a blowtorch and I'm basically just going to heat them up and try and get them out like that. I've left penetrating oil in it overnight and then wiped it off from the outside so I don't burn the boat down. But yeah, I'm going to attempt to blowtorch these out now. Well, not blowtorch, just kind of torch them out and give it a go. Right, that should. Yeah, there we go. Cool. As these were steel on aluminium casting, they kind of cold welded themselves to this housing. But a bit of heat always kind of does the job. I'm going to put these old studs in some cold water now because they're pretty hot. After all that, it's looking a lot better. It's not fantastic, but I think that these marks here, we can definitely get a little bit more use out of this whole unit. So we're going to keep it for now. I think we might end up ordering just a spare as well, and either changing out and having this as a spare, or just keeping this until we see it getting any worse, and then we can change it out. But I think for now, this is actually all right. The longer bolts that I needed for our redirecting blocks here have finally arrived, and I am able to switch these out for these longer ones now to make it go from this to this, because we need these longer ones to be able to go through the whole of the track where our car's gonna be sitting. So I'm gonna start installing that now and putting this back onto, and yeah,
God, it takes a while to get good parts here. You can't really get any good stainless here, so I had to wait about 2 weeks for these longer bolts to arrive. But it's all good now, and I can finally get this back on and make sure that the pilot house is watertight again, because there's been a few big holes in it from where these have been missing. It is this time of year again, and hurricane season is nearing its close, and we're really excited to get all the sails back on. Ready?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh, I missed that.
Miss what? The sail being up.
Done.
Alright.
Yeah. Fine, we're just testing our dock lines. That's what this is about. I love the sail. We have a little friend who has been hanging out on the bow. Actually, we've had a couple of them, but this is, I think, number 2 or 3. But this bird just doesn't seem fazed. Just chilling out in our anchor roller with a little nest. Trying not to disturb it, but honestly, we need to put the sails up. It's cute. Sometimes it sleeps with its butt up on the anchor roller. Its tail is like over the roller. It's really funny. Woo! This deck is piping in some places.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not cold.
It's so funny how unfazed that bird is.
I know, it just doesn't care. It's obviously been doing this for a while, hasn't it? It's definitely not the first boat it's laid an egg on.
It's not its first rodeo.
That metal though, the stainless is on, must get so hot midday. It's probably scrambled egg by now, that thing.
Scrambled egg, oh no.
Already spoiled.
Oh, Zach. Poor birdie. Good morning, everyone. One of the big projects that we wanted to do before leaving here next month is replace our running rigging. And I'll be honest, our dirty little secret is we haven't replaced our running rigging to date, and we don't know when it was replaced yet. And I know we're not alone in that. You know, there's a lot of boats in the marinas we've been in which also don't know. It's surprising actually how many don't know when it was replaced. We monitored all our lines. We were really hot on rigging checks, but our lines are showing their age. I mean, some of them I think were meant to be blue and they're now white. And if that doesn't speak volumes, I don't know what does. Anyway, Today we are going to be replacing out pretty much 90% of our running rigging. The only lines we're keeping are, so far, our reefing lines, simply because up the coast we're going to be replacing them there, and our Genoa sheets and our Genoa halyards because we replaced them last year. But everything else is being changed out, and we're super stoked that we are working with a company called Kaya Ropes on this install. So yeah, thanks Kaya Ropes for helping us keep our journey going, and without further hesitation, let's start taking down and mousing through the main halyard.
This is our old halyard, which I chopped off the other day, and this is our shiny new one. And I'm just in the process of attaching these two together with some whipping twine and tape, so when we start pulling it up through the mast we don't lose this in there and this comes disconnected. So yeah, we're going to pull this all the way through, but you can see the difference between these two.
It's actually night and day.
Long overdue.
That's crazy. Wow. Yeah, these are all showing their age so badly. And look at this. Ho, 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 ho. Oh.
It's alright, I got it. I thought that come off just then.
Nice. Woo! It's always a bit nail biting, isn't it, that?
This
goes to the end.
onto there,
Well, the
plus
longest.
a bit more.
The longest is at the end of the
Oh
boat.
yeah, so I'll walk it out there. So like there?
Yeah, I think so.
That should be enough, shouldn't it? Because that's allowing for like a good amount for the splice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. I'm going to put this in the cold hole.
So this one, I've just masking taped it, and that feels even better than the last one, so fingers crossed this doesn't go anywhere. Good job, Eva.
Good job rigging, Doctor. He is awesome. I started watching about 5 other videos this morning, and honestly, none of them cut it. And there was a reason I sat there all day until I watched his video, and then a light bulb went off, and it makes so much more sense. Here is the final result. Is it perfect? No, but it should do the job. Actually, no, it will do the job. It's spliced down to there. So I mean, that's not going to come out anytime soon. So yeah, one eye splice for our topping lift.
Whilst we were in the splicing swing, we decided to also attach the red vane cover to our new hydrovane. But now it's time to a throwback to Marina Papagayo and northern Costa Rica, when you might remember we took some measurements for a very exciting sail.
So, you might wonder what I'm doing right now, running this through our old Spinnaker halyard, which we've never had a Spinnaker for, but we've just...
I know, I hope you can hear.
Sorry about that noise, there's a dive compressor going off next to us, but We just got off the phone with Rob this morning from Kemp Sails, and we were talking about some of the issues we've been having with sailing in light winds. But the main bit that we were talking about was a potential Spinnaker for Tay-Lee, which would be amazing.
Anyway, on our trip back to the UK in July, we dropped into the Kemp Sail Loft, and they had just finished our shiny new black Spinnaker.
I know where it's going to look amazing flying, up in the fjords in Alaska.
Yeah.
That'd be beautiful there. Thank you.
To the halyard, we've got this.
Yeah. Yeah.
What we'll do now,
Yeah.
we'll make this up. Draw of many things.
Yeah.
I'm now just making up the strop that the line will go onto, so later we'll snap it down.
Looks like a bucket hat.
Wicked.
So the sheets are designed to soft shackle the rod.
Best way to do it is when it's on the, not on the boat.
Yeah.
Wrap your arm around it.
Yeah.
And then just pull this line, and it'll go in nice and easily.
Yeah, we did on his boat. It was a bit exciting, but
Rob from Kemp Sails mentioned that we needed to buy some soft shackles to attach our new Spinnaker to. But our friend Josh here at the marina had a love for splicing and wanted to instead teach us how to do it, so we could both save money and know how to repair them if they ever broke.
So you're gonna mark everything out, right?
they can be much bigger than that.
Yeah.
Go to up to like what,
And then
3 or 4?
12-inch circumference around there.
Yeah.
And you want to add a little bit because it's going to get shorter and fatter as you splice it.
Okay.
You're just going to make a grommet.
Yeah.
And then you're going to seize that in there. At this point, if you just try to bury it in there, it's
Okay.
going to work, but it's not going to.
No, lightning storm.
Yeah.
So to make it actually really strong, you need to make a Brummel splice. And what needs to happen is this rope, as part of the grommet, needs to go through this part. There's no way to do that unless you take it apart. So you got to take this apart and reweave it together.
Oh, you've got to take apart the whole thing and reweave it?
Yeah.
Oh my god. That whole bit?
That whole.
How do you
I'll show you. You're not going to do the reweave. You're not going to do it exactly the same. Okay. This is the time-consuming part. You want to split this up into 4 sections. Alright, so I think this is 12 strands. So we're going to go 3. Now this is the one that it teaches in Brian Toss's book, which is an incredibly good book. You should. So we're going to start. So 2 on each side, so it's an even brummel splice. Right. Then you're going to go over 2, over 1. And then you're starting on the left again. You're going to go under 2. And then you just keep doing that. Just get it kind of poked in there a little bit. And you might want to pull this up so you can. It shouldn't be too hard to get in there. There you go, it's coming up.
Show me a final.
I had it only yesterday. They didn't.
Wow. Good job, Josh.
I can't wait to fly the Spinnaker now.
It's going to be great.
Josh and his family are legends. They're cruising Mexico and planning to head to French Polynesia next year, and they do sail repair, splicing and fancy rope work all from their boat. So if you're in the region and need some work done, drop them a message. We have left their details down below. Anyway, next week we are wrapping up loose ends here in the marina as we finally have a weather window to head north. Doesn't quite feel real saying that. See you then.